Welcome back, everyone. I'm absolutely thrilled you're joining me for this explainer, because today we're talking about turning your business limits into literally limitless potential. If you've ever felt completely bogged down by the traditional ways of doing business, the physical grind, you're in the exact right place. We're diving deep into the Digital Products for Small Business 2026 guide from Resell Ready. Let's break down exactly how you can leverage digital assets to totally flip your revenue model on its head.
Nearly 100%. Seriously, let that sink in for a second. When we talk about digital products, this is the reality of your profit margins once you account for basic platform fees. Think about the traditional physical product grind. Your margins are constantly getting eaten alive, right? Restocking, packaging materials, those ever-increasing courier fees, it's a headache. But a digital product, it completely changes the game. Imagine pouring your expertise into creating something incredibly valuable just once, and then keeping practically every single dollar from every single sale thereafter.
It's all about comparing the old headaches with this new reality. The traditional physical model, it means warehousing inventory, chasing down shipping logistics, and tying up your hard-earned cash in stock that, might not even sell. If a trend suddenly shifts, you're stuck with boxes of unsold items gathering dust. The digital product model is the exact opposite. It's the ultimate create once, sell forever setup. You build a template, a guide, or a toolkit literally one single time, and you can sell it in unlimited number of times. There is absolutely zero ceiling on your capacity here.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here's our roadmap for the explainer today. First, we'll hit the digital product advantage. Then, finding your profitable niche. Third, the build and launch playbook. Fourth, we'll cover mistakes that sink sales. And finally, your one-week action plan.
So, starting off with part one, the digital product advantage. Just to make sure we're all on the exact same page, what do we actually mean here? A digital product is simply any non-physical asset delivered online. We're talking PDFs, Canva templates, spreadsheets, mini courses, audio files, you name it. Instead of manufacturing a physical good, you build this asset once and deliver it instantly over and over again. And the immediate relief this brings to a small business owner is huge, mainly because you have zero inventory, nothing to store, nothing to pack, nothing to ship. Plus, the turnaround time is insane. A freelance graphic designer could whip up a 3-page client onboarding checklist on a Tuesday, list it on Wednesday, and literally start seeing sales by the weekend. You completely bypass the months of prototyping required for physical goods, letting you instantly test what actually sells in the real world.
Moving right along to part two, finding your profitable niche.
Now, to get started, every successful digital product has to make a very clear, specific promise. Step one is exactly that. Pick a promise. The heavy hitters in the space usually answer one of three major questions for the buyer. How do I save time? How do I make more money? Or how do I reduce stress? Vague stuff just doesn't sell. If you want to save someone time, maybe you build a plug-and-play meal prep spreadsheet for exhausted parents. Helping them make money? How about a pack of high-converting cold email templates for freelancers? Or, to reduce stress, a step-by-step wedding day timeline template is an absolute lifesaver. Once you have that, step 2 is validate demand, and step 3 is build small and sharp. Listen, you really don't need a massive 60-hour video course right out of the gate. Just solve one clear problem, keep the scope incredibly tight, and make sure it's usable from minute one.
Which brings us to a crucial point. As the guide points out, the single biggest mistake small business owners make is building first and asking questions later. I am all for action over perfection, but that action has got to be directed. Do not spend weeks building something before validating the idea. Go browse Etsy or Gumroad bestsellers and scour those reviews. Check out Google or Pinterest autocomplete. Dive into Reddit threads or Facebook groups and just listen. What are people begging for? Honestly, if you can't find concrete evidence that people are actively looking for your specific solution, don't build it yet. Validate first, always.
All right, part 3, the build and launch playbook.
Okay, so here's how we actually execute on that validated idea. Step 4 is choose the right platform. Look, if you're starting from scratch without an audience, marketplaces like Etsy or Teachers Pay Teachers are an absolute goldmine. Why? Because the buyer traffic is already there. People are actively searching with their credit cards out. But if you already have a loyal audience and you want full control over your brand, setting up a storefront on Shopify or Stan Store is the way to go. Just keep in mind, you'll be responsible for driving your own traffic. Next up, step 5, price and position. Since your production cost is near zero, you've got to use value-based pricing. Position your product based on the transformation it delivers, not just a list of features. A buyer doesn't care if your PDF is 50 pages long, they care that it's going to organize their chaotic inbox in under an hour. Price it based on that outcome. Finally, step 6 is getting your first 100 customers. You do this through platform SEO, getting involved in niche communities, and offering highly targeted free lead magnets to build up that email list.
To put this into perspective, just look at how fast and lucrative these beginner-friendly products can actually be. Take printable planners, for example. They typically price between $3 and $15, take maybe 3 to 8 hours to create, and are an absolute perfect fit for Etsy. Or what about Notion templates? Those can sell for upwards of $79, and you could legitimately build one in a single weekend. Canva social media template packs. We're talking maybe 2 to 6 hours of work for an asset you can sell on Creative Market forever. The point here is, you absolutely do not need hundreds of hours or a massive budget to create an incredibly valuable asset that just quietly generates passive income in the background.
Which leads us to part 4, mistakes that sink sales. Now pay close attention to this part, because these traps are completely avoidable, but they can easily tank a great launch. First up, generic ideas. A plain old daily planner is going to get buried instantly under thousands of identical listings. You have to get hyper-specific. Make a daily planner specifically for freelance photographers, or a template pack strictly for local plumbers. Specificity wins every single time. Second mistake, upload and forget. If you just list your product and walk away, it's going to stall out. On platforms like Etsy, the algorithm loves active shops that tweak their tags, refresh their images, and run little sales. Third, quitting too early. Digital product income usually builds gradually, so don't throw in the towel after one slow month. The compound effect is real, but it takes a minute. Fourth is overbuilding before validating, which we just covered. And finally, weak presentation. If your titles and preview images don't instantly scream the exact outcome the buyer is going to get, they are going to scroll right past you without a second thought.
And finally, part 5, your 1-week action plan.
Yes, you can actually go from a simple idea to a live, selling product in just 1 week. Here's the exact day-by-day breakdown. Days 1 and 2. Simply write down every single question your customers or followers repeatedly ask you. What are they constantly struggling with? Day 3. Take the absolute best idea from that list and validate it. Use keyword autocomplete or throw up a quick poll on your social media. Days 4 and 5. Build a really focused, small first version. Seriously, don't overcomplicate this. Just make a helpful checklist, a clean spreadsheet, or a short guide. Day 6 is when you choose your platform and set your outcome-based price. And day 7? List the product and share it with the world. By the end of this single week, you're going to have real-world market feedback. And trust me, that is worth 1,000 times more than spending 6 months planning in isolation.
So I want to leave you with one final, pretty empowering question. What will you build this weekend? We've looked at the data, we've walked through the exact step-by-step playbook, and we've seen the frankly incredible profit margins these digital products offer. Honestly, the hardest part of all this isn't the technology. The hardest part is just making the choice to stop overthinking and start building. Pick your promise, keep it small, and get it out there. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Now, go create something amazing.